And welcome once again to another fantastic episode of Constructing New Walden City. My name is Dr. Wasabi, and we are next to the food court, where we are... this is strange. This is a build that we've already done. That is not exactly true, though. This is a build we did a few episodes ago. It was the robot renting store, as far as I believe. And although we did a lot of the build on that episode, we didn't manage to finish off most of the interior build, which is why a lot of this is empty. So that's what we're going to be doing today, folks. We're going to do a wonderful high-tech office. A lot of these you might see in Fallout 4 in the high-rises, which are completely totaled the higher you get. But yeah, that's what we're going to be doing, folks. A lovely high-tech office, and I'm going to show you what's been happening across the world. So yeah, I think let's get into that building. Okay, we are back, and well, we're inside the building, so let me give you a brief tour of what we did last time. So as a recap, our general vibe for this building was that it was going to be a robot store or a robot renting place. So instead of a Mr. Handy, I couldn't animate that, so we have these wonderful NPCs that you can actually spawn in using commands. You just got to do spawn in NPC, and then you can change their skin to this wonderful robot creature, which I think is quite a nice touch. It adds a bit of reality to the build, a bit of motion, because they do actually look at you when you're kind of moving past them, which is quite a nice feature. So yeah, this is the kind of overall lobby space where they have the display models, where you can talk to a representative if you want to buy something. Over here you have yourself a lift and your eating quarters for the employees and staff. Over here we have a office, where you discuss your how you want to pay for your robot. Do you want to rent it? Do you want to buy it outright? And so on and so forth. If we go through the eating area, we have the staircase, which needs to be lighted up. I think this is much too dark for my tastes. But we have begun putting in some light fixtures, which is also good. We're on to the second floor now. And again, this is what I wanted to do this episode, because eventually I was going to do a high-tech office, but it just depends on how many high-tech buildings are actually inside the world itself. And now that we've actually got one, this is a perfect opportunity, I think, to kind of express that style. So we are on the second floor, and again, it's not very furnished, which is good for us because we're going to be furnishing it in this episode. So again, this is the second floor. A lot of stuff needs to be done, along with lighting up this room. My word. So we go up to the final floor, which is the third floor, and we have this wonderful skylight, which I put in yesterday because I thought it was really boring having this bland roof design. It was just concrete, a flat slab of concrete from corner to corner. So I wanted to change that and add something that was a bit different from floors 1 and 2. So I decided to put in these wonderful skylights, and it kind of promotes that sense of futurism and of really thinking forward in terms of design, both architecturally and interior wise. So we have this wonderful skylight over here overlooking what will be high-tech offices, which I think is a really nice touch, a really nice piece of interior design. So that is essentially what we're going to be doing, just filling out this entire office with chairs and offices and computers. It's going to be a really fun thing. So I think what we're going to do now is we're going to go into a brief time lapse just for this floor, because I want to get a general vibe of how this is going to be looking. So I think I'll focus on this floor first, just for a time lapse and to add some other things to said build. So I think without further ado, let's get on with our time lapse. And we are back after our time lapse. Now, let's see what we've done. So, if we go down this corridor over here, it's a general kind of sprinkling of decorations. So we got ourselves a nice simple table design with spruce wood and light grey carpet. It goes nicely with the clay blocks, I think. A very contrasting texture, I believe. We put down some stairs or some kind of just benches. Well, not benches, but more couches. To use the American vernacular in the hallway, because maybe you just want to sit down. Maybe it's a heat wave outside, like it is where I'm recording right now. So yeah, if we go into here, this is more of a high-tech office kind of interior. Now this is the kind of design I want throughout each and every floor. Now these cubicles are just fantastic. These are kind of part of the overall design that I want. You can find these in Fallout 4. They're very retro futuristic, very Jetsons, and that's why I kind of put it in. And one thing else I wanted to show you is this wonderful design for filing cabinets. And it's like, if you use smooth stone slabs, you build it up to about, I would say, 4.5 blocks. Or you know, whatever space you need, and you place a slab jutting out and use a trapdoor or something like that, so maybe a sign to place next to it. It looks like you're opening file cabinets, and it's such an interesting design that I've seen used in builds, but I haven't really done it myself. I just wanted to see how it looks, and to be honest, I think it works quite well. However, I do think it works well in more open spaces. If you're on a really compact space, then this is going to be a whole lot of annoying to walk by. So yeah, I have actually done more of this over here with a small little file cabinet in a space over here. I might actually put a table in this kind of vicinity because it's a lot of open space. However, it might be that, you know, they want some fresh air, and it takes a lot of ventilation because of all the computers that are in here, which makes sense. So if we go down the corridor from where we first ended our time lapse, we go into the employee room. So this is where they eat their lunches and things like that. I'm planning to have this on every floor, just as a kind of general design point of reference, so to speak. So we got yourself some fridges, a table where they can have their packed lunches, a shelf where they can put some food and things like that. Maybe they work overnight. We never know. And if we turn the corner down the corridor and actually lift, we go into the bathroom. Now, because this is a high-tech office, I wanted this to be a bit more fancy than regular office bathrooms, because most times they're just a line of cubicles and a washing up point, essentially. But here we've done something a bit different. Obviously the walls are the same. That is something I wanted to kind of express. And as a side note, making separate walls for the bathroom will make it look a bit disjointed from the rest of the build, so I decided not to do that. So we got ourselves some lovely toilets, washing up area using the packed ice, and another table design over here, and it's essentially the same overall design concept over here. Now, who could forget a lovely glow pop vending machine? Yes, they gotta enjoy their regional competitor to Coca-Cola, which is glow pop. So of course. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a bit more slowly the interior upstairs, because it is a different layout design, so I want to really go with it for you folks. So yeah, I think I'll be back after this brief intermission. And we are back after that brief intermission, folks, and we are on the final floor, as I mentioned earlier, with the wonderful skylight. And let's see if we can see the sun. No, I think it's gone in. Well, it's over there somewhere, at least. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to go for each room and just add a sense of style, just to kind of direct our general design focus over here. So we're going to start with the employee break room. So instead of doing the same design I did on the floor below, I'm actually going to do it on the inverse. And what I mean by that is, if I can just get out these iron blocks, like so, I'm going to have the table here. Okay, how does that look? Okay, pretty good, pretty good. We're going to get out our quartz stairs, like so. So yeah, that is the general design aspect. Of course, we will go back to this and make it a bit more detailed at the end, but it's just kind of bringing in a general design focus, just so it helps us better understand what we're trying to make here. So again, this is how it's going to look. Table over here, got our shelving, our fridges, all the things you'll need in a break room itself. Over here, voice crack over here. We have the general corridor from the lift. So we're going to get out some polished granite stairs. I'm going to make them a bit more scarce than the ones on the second floor because they're a bit smushed together in my opinion. So yeah, right. So we're going to get out our. Let's see, where is it? Is it the basalt? Yeah, it should be the basalt. Okay, right. We're going to get out our leaves. Some lovely oak. Like so, and I've done a bit of a different lighting change. Actually, now to mention it, I've fixed the lighting for most of the building because it really is a pain to work in the dark. So let me just speaking of which, let me turn it to day just so we have a bit more seeing room over here. That's much better. Right, so we've added some seating, some bushes, like so. Very nice, very nice. Let's also add some tables, so using the same design aspect as before. Like so. Yeah, that's good, right. Now we go into a more general office space. Now this is where the fun begins. So we're going to get out our blocks for the high-tech office kind of space. So actually, no, I need to go downstairs to get them. 1 second, folks. So we're just going to go downstairs, like so. Sprint across. Just grab all the blocks we need for said computers. Is that all of them? Okay. Running up the stairs. Okay, so we're just planning out here, folks. So what I need to do is 1 2 1 2 1 2. And then 1 2 3, 1 2 3. Now that in itself blocks the doorway, so we're not going to do that. What we are going to do though is perhaps we move this onto that wall. Yeah, that makes more sense. We'll move this onto that. 1 2 3, 1 2 3. Yeah, that fits perfectly. I'm quite pleased with that. Like so. And is there any other places where we can add them? Actually, yes, a wide variety. So we'll put this at the side, like so. Like so. 1 2 3, 1 1 2 3 1. 1 2 3 1. 1 2 3 1. Okay, we'll keep it at this. So this is a collection of 1 2 3. Ignore the spooky Minecraft noise. 1 2 3 4 8 cubicles over here, and perhaps something over here, maybe a waiting room for maybe customers or general visitors. I'm thinking. Now there is a slight issue with this build because I forgot to actually bring in the doors to the overall staircase over here and the kind of lift that is going to be happening. What's this going to be? Yeah, this is going to be the manager's office. So we'll break open the doors to this. Like so. So we're just going to build up these offices like so, folks. Again, all this will be kind of built on a lot more at the end. I just want to get a general design focus in here so we don't, we're not going in willy-nilly, so to speak. So just building up like so. And we have the added benefit of the skylight over here, which adds a really nice dynamic, I think, to the overall interior itself. Okay, so we've got ourselves some cubicles, we've got ourselves a waiting room, maybe a drink vendor, or a vending machine over here for some glow pop. Maybe, what's happened over here? Well, I know what happened over here, I broke blocks, but I didn't know that I broke that one as well. So yeah, so that is the general vibe for this kind of floor. We got ourselves some cubicles, a toilet, I believe. Yeah, a toilet will be over here, a rather small one, because I imagine there's around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 toilets in the building itself. So that should be enough, in my opinion. And of course, we've got ourselves a manager's office. So what I'm going to do now, folks, I'm going to build this up. I'm going to show off the final product for you in a lovely tour of the building. So yeah, I'll be back with you after this brief intermission. And we are back after that brief intermission, folks. Now, before I show you anything at all, if you do like what I do, if you like the stuff I do, if you like my content, then please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Doing so helps spread my channel amongst the blessed YouTube algorithm, and of course, it spreads my content to you amazing, just fantastic folks. So, let's see what we've done on the final floor and the company roof. So the first thing I want to say, folks, is that these are just wonderful. I said it before, I'm going to say it again. I really like the mangrove trapdoors. They are such an excellent design choice. The whole spherical center really gives it an opportunity for multiple design choices, which is one of these. So what I've done over here is I've added a sea lantern to the wall as a sort of light fixture. I've just done a simple mangrove trapdoor in front of it, and what that essentially does, it makes it look like this really cool high-tech light fixture, which I've kind of peppered around the room and the interior as we go on and through the interior itself. So again, because this is a one block wall, I've kind of copied this on both sides as we enter the eating area. Yes, this is where the employees will have another lunch. So again, going for that point of reference here, each of these floors will have a eating room just outside the general entrance, and that's just because, you know, the employees, they need to have somewhere to eat. They just can't eat on their desks and things like that. So if we have some fridges over here, we also have some shelving if they want to put something up, as well as some nice file cabinets using the same designs as before. I really like how this came across. Usually with a lot of these design choices, I will eventually use them in other builds, but it is on the one build I actually discover said design choice that I'll make it a key aspect of the interior, and then kind of use them more rarely as we go on ahead. So we are now in the corridor. There's not much to say about this corridor. It's just exactly what it says on the tin. It's just a generic corridor. So we've got some light grey carpet, spruce wood planks for the tables, some lovely more bushes, as Corrales would say. Oh, dearie me, it is warm outside, folks. I don't know about you, but I am absolutely boiling. So excuse me if I'm somewhat breathless. Right, so if we walk through here, we have a lovely start to the office kind of, I wouldn't say complex, but it's essentially a large room with a kind of thin part over here. So we have these wonderful cubicles, which I've made to full effect on this floor. We have a lovely table, not using the spruce wood planks, but using the floor texture, not the floor texture, the wood texture, the wall texture, 3-in-1 of the terracotta, and made them into this lovely connecting table, which really adds to that kind of progressive design choice of using the texture of the wall itself to make it into a table, which I think is quite a twist on what we've done so far, because I don't want it just to be spruce wood planks and like grey carpet everywhere. So sometimes changes like these are welcome. Over here we have another glow pop vending machine. Now, I have changed these somewhat from the downstairs variant, because the original version did have an occasion button, so I managed to replace all them pretty easily. And I also have a structure block saved of this model of vending machine with the full accompaniment of glow pop bottles. So there you go, folks. As we head on through, we have the waiting area as I described it in my general plan. A lovely kind of chocolate and ice cream colored carpet. Obviously you can't eat it, unfortunately. Another kind of custom light fixture made over here, and another lovely wall of cubicles. I think the skylight over here really adds to that whole interior aspect, the whole high-tech progressive architectural design, both in and out. I think this was a really nice touch and really adds to that whole retro futuristic vibe when it comes to the interior. So we go across to the end of said line of cubicles. We also have some more lighting, a nice table, and of course we go into the manager's office. Now this wasn't too bad to do. I just needed to put down a general desk, a nice chair using the new Mangrove Door, which I think was somewhat fitting, as we have been using the Mangrove trapdoors, so it was only made sense I'd use the doors somewhat. Again, another use of the lovely carpet design and a little stair. Imagine you're an employee who's going to get a tongue lashing from his manager. So yeah, one more thing before we head to the roof is this lovely I wouldn't say executive bathroom, but most likely this is the bathroom that the top floor would use, along with the general manager of the store itself. So there's nothing special. It's just a small 4x4 bathroom with the same kind of toilet design and general washing up. So yes, that is the final floor, but we're not done yet, folks. We've still got to show you the roof. So, well, before I start stammering, without further ado, let's get on to the roof. Okay then, folks. So we are on the roof of the building so far, and I haven't done precisely much, so to speak. I've just put in some lovely kind of pathways in between here. I really like how on the exterior we have this lovely, I don't know what to call it, but this happens in a lot of tall buildings where they'll hide the ventilation while having some kind of artistic or utilitarian design up top. For this one, this was inspired by railing from some of the reference images I kind of found on Fallout 76 and Fallout 4, but I think it worked out really well. We could also actually see the outside of the skylight, so that is where we were just a moment ago when we were touring the final floor. Over here we have some nice ventilation, a lovely kind of, I don't know what to call it, it's like a generator. A lot of these builds are generally like miscellaneous machinery that you just kind of plonk in to make it look realistic, which I think it does the job in that respect. And of course we have a lovely little bird nest with some overgrown bit at the top, because, you know, no building is perfect. Some of it will have a bit of degradation, no matter how modern it is. So there we go. So that has been our episode for today, folks. Episode 37 of constructing New Walden City. So thank you so much for watching. It just melts my heart entirely having you watching my stuff. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Of course, if you do like my stuff, then please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Doing so helps spread my content to you amazing, just fantastic people. My name has been Dr. Wasabi. I want to wish you a most pleasant good evening. And of course, as always, God bless.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.